The Repair Lot, a one-stop shop where a crack team of experts bring classic cars roaring back to life.
20 years and it's fired up.
Is it then? Hey?
No job is too tough, no car too challenging.
No, I've truly never seen a car like this. It's amazing.
Award-winning motoring journalist Charlie is meeting the owners.
Aaron, welcome to the workshop.
Hello, how are you doing? You all right?
And assessing how to keep their drives alive.
Immediately, that steering column is juddering up and down, isn't it?
Together with old and new school mechanics Derek and Hannah.
Hey.
That's really good, isn't it?
Result.
Yeah.
Freya the trimmer.
Right, that's all the stitching done. I'm really happy with that.
And bodywork specialist Jerry Lee.
It brings the whole car together. It really, really looks nice.
The team are on a mission.
Oh, wow, it looks so different.
To put any classic in any condition back on the road.
Absolutely fantastic!
This time, a stunning Jaguar sports car gets the team in a spin.
Whoa, whoa.
Oh, God, what is that?
Something's wrong here.
Mechanics Derek and Hannah uncover a frightening fault.
That is so dangerous.
And bodywork expert Jerry Lee transforms the tired paint.
There's a couple of marks on the roof that is really letting it down.
A one-off hot rod arrives in need of big help.
Because she's not really functioning as your daily at the moment, is she?
Some mornings it's just really struggling to get up and go.
The engine is out of whack. And there's a hole in the hood.
Gonna let in water, wreck the seats, that sort of stuff.
Can the Repair Lot get owner Kelly's much-loved hot rod cruise ready?
I'm at a bit of a dead end.
And solve the mystery at the heart of the Jaguar?
So we had a lot of work, and now we've got a whole new lot of work.
Wow. Growling its way towards the workshop today is a Jaguar XK150, an icon of 1950s style. Its streamlined design and powerful engine make it one of the most glamorous classic sports cars on the planet. It's been in the same family for over 50 years. Owner John has put his heart and soul into keeping this car on the road, but recently it's lost power and he's struggling to find anyone with the skills to fix it. He needs the help of the workshop crew. Charlie is here to get the big cat purring again.
Morning, Charlie. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
Very well, thank you.
Nice to meet you.
And nice to meet you.
And your absolutely wonderful car.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for bringing this Jaguar XK150 along. I mean, this is my personal favourite of all the Jaguar classics, but I'd love to know why it is for you.
In its day, it was very comfortable and softly sprung for a sports car. It's what they would call these days a GT, I suppose, rather than a sports car.
And how have you used the car?
Well, it goes to France most years. The boot's a bit bigger than it looks, and there's space behind the seats for the wine to come back.
The Jaguar XK150 is a fast car, even when it's hauling the Van Rouge, with a top speed of over 120 miles per hour. But after 50 years behind the wheel, John knows his car is currently not running right.
You got here under your own steam.
Yep.
It sounds like everything's kind of running pretty well, so I'm curious as to why you've come along.
Well, there's something you can work your magic on because it's got the symptoms of a clutch slip. I noticed it going up a hill and stopping at roundabouts and lights. It would slip on starting and you would have to be a bit patient and let it slip and let it engage. Once it was engaged and on an open road, going up and downhill, it seemed fine. But there's obviously something amiss.
That's quite serious. So the guys in the workshop are going to have to really work through
Yes.
it from nose
Yes,
to
they are.
tail
They
to
are.
find out what's going on here.
Yes.
You've had this Jaguar for over 5 decades, so it obviously means a lot to you. And by the sounds of it, the story's not over for you guys. You've got some serious adventuring still to do, so we will do everything we can to get it back in working order.
Excellent, thank you very much. I'm sure it's in safe and capable hands.
This Jaguar is a daily driver, and the paintwork is showing serious signs of age. But the big headline is that slipping clutch. To fix it, the whole engine needs to come out. A major mission. Before the mechanics tackle the clutch, bodywork expert Jerry Lee wants to assess the paintwork.
The car is lovely and super elegant, but there's a couple of marks on the roof that is really letting it down. Every time I walk past this car, all I see is this. I actually don't see the rest of the car, which is incredibly infuriating. So I want to bring that back nice and shiny so that John has a very pristine, perfect car.
Jerry Lee is using cutting compound, an abrasive grit material held in a paste.
Yeah, it's important to be patient with this because you want to treat the paint as nicely as possible. It's an old car, so you want to be really delicate with the paint. Even though the patch is just a tiny little bit on the roof, you want to make sure that it all blends in. And at the same time, it gives the whole roof a nice little pick-me-up. This is looking great. John's going to completely forget he had anything on there. He's going to be very happy.
After the roof has had the dodgy paint sorted, Jerry Lee will wax polish the whole car. Now Jerry Lee has worked her magic on the paint, mechanics Derek and Hannah will use their combined 60 years of know-how to tackle the clutch fix.
I love the shape of this. It's iconic Jaguar shape, isn't it? We've got the long front. You just can't mistake the fact that this is a Jaguar.
Yeah, I really do like it. I could see myself.
See yourself in it?
Yeah.
Can you?
Yeah.
Should we have a look at the engine? Because I really, really want to see the engine. I think this is probably one of the most beautiful engines ever produced.
It's powerful, reliable, pretty.
It is a really good-looking engine, isn't it? John said that there's a problem with the clutch slipping.
Yeah.
Which may mean this has got to come out.
Yeah.
Which I'm not looking forward to.
It is a big job, and it's got to come out because it's connected to the gearbox.
Should we get on the ramp and have a proper look at what's ahead of us, basically?
Yeah.
Got biting points, that's good. Clutch feels all right, actually, and the clutch is driving really nice. Needs some more investigation on that. What is that? I've got no drive. I don't know what's going on. That is really odd.
Go back and try again.
That is really strange. Oh, something doesn't feel right at all on this. On that back wheel, there's something going on.
Keep going like that, keep going like that, keep going like that. Now straight. Yeah, that's good. Go on. Whoa, whoa.
Oh, God, what is that?
Do that again.
It's making a really strange noise.
Oh, Anna, something's wrong here.
Yeah, I can feel it.
The wheel's not spinning, it's just the axle spinning.
Really?
Seriously, seriously.
I've got no drive on that side. I can feel it through the car.
Well, this is a right turn-up. No power to one of the rear wheels. So Derek needs to give the Jag a helping hand onto the ramp.
That's good.
Yeah.
That way a bit more.
Oh, God, that sounds horrendous.
Clearly, there's a huge problem with the hub and wheel on the Jag. So the team shift into troubleshooting mode.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that'll do. Have you seen this?
Oh, yeah, that looks awful.
Look at that. So that's just spinning. I mean, look at the play in that as well. That is so dangerous.
Yeah, it's not good.
I don't think I've ever seen a wheel like that. It's all meant to move all in one, and as you can see, as I'm turning that, that's not moving.
Two separate parts at the moment.
Yeah, they're just not connected as they should be. So we're getting power to this wheel, but the wheel isn't moving to then put the power down. So I think we've got to take the wheel off and really investigate what's going on in this part here.
That's dangerous.
Yeah, really, really dangerous.
In the workshop at the repair lot, mechanics Hannah and Derek have discovered dangerous damage to the rear wheel hub of a 1950s Jaguar. Now, they need to fix it.
Oh, God, that's not good, is it? That's really
No.
bad. Look at that.
That is dangerous.
Basically, the teeth that the wheel will have teeth in as well, and there's nothing left in there either. It's really bad. So what should happen is the wheel should like interlock with the teeth on the hub and then the teeth also on the wheel so that it turns as one.
Yeah.
But it can't because there's no teeth left.
Scary thing.
So the good news is we don't need to renew the clutch because I think this is a problem. So no engine out, no gearbox out.
Yeah.
That's good news.
Yeah.
But we've got to now source a new hub, a new wheel inner, because these just can't be reused.
So we had a lot of work, and now we've got a whole new lot of work.
It's been a shocking morning, but with John's drivetrain issue now diagnosed as a faulty wheel and hub, not a slipping clutch, the crew can concentrate on tracking down the rare replacement parts. On its way in today is one of the coolest cars the workshop has seen, a hot rod based on a 1920s Model A Ford. Owner Kelly loves the rodding life and the buzz of travelling Europe to festivals and car meets in her two-seater drop-top. But it's been off the road for a few months with major problems she can't fix.
Wow.
She needs help to get the car cruise ready and kickstart her social life.
Kelly, hey, welcome. Thank you for bringing the blue skies today with your baby blue hot rod. So what was the car like when you bought it?
So this one actually wasn't bought, this was built. So from the ground up, we've got engine from here, body from there, and just really built it up from the ground. So we've removed the wings and the fenders. They're very basic to start with, so there's not too much to take off. But yeah, it's fenderless. It's just more streamlined and yeah, a bit more weightless now.
So quite a lot lighter than when you first bought it. And did you do that work yourself?
Absolutely, yeah. In the garage at the bottom of the garden until all hours of the morning. I love my car. If it ever got broken, I would be heartbroken too. It's just fantastic. And to know where everything came from, it's just great. Like, it's my car.
And how do you use your car within the hot rodding scene?
She's my daily car and gets me from A to B all the time. I also take it to a lot of shows. I've drag raced it. I just use it for absolute fun. I've been born and raised around hot rods, and what better car to have?
Born in the USA, hot rods have been around since the 1930s. The idea is to go as fast as possible and look as cool as. So rodders strip their cars back to basics to keep them light.
So tell me about the engine.
So the engine is a 1.8 MGB engine. I personally think it's quite beautiful sat there.
And I bet she sounds good too, right?
Oh, it really does.
So what custom parts have you got on this car?
The most custom thing would probably be my gear stick. So nice and tall, typical hot rod.
Can I
Take
have
a
look
look,
at that?
absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
So classic hot rod style. It's nice and long. It's got the big gear knob on the top. My little wolf there.
I absolutely love this gear stick. It's awesome. It's got real personality there, and I bet it's really good fun when it's wobbling about when you're driving. And you can really tell that it is a very old car because there is not a lot going on this dashboard, is there?
No, not at all.
And how about the steering wheel?
So the steering wheel is great. I mean, I love it. It's just that big, stripped back, basic steering wheel. The steering, however...
Feels pretty light. There's a lot of movement in that, right?
There's an awful lot of play in the steering wheel, yeah.
And I've just noticed a little tear in the trim there, so we'll see what we can do about that. You mentioned that you've got the MGB engine for reliability. Is it working?
Not quite at the minute. Some mornings it's just really struggling to get up and go, and once it does get there, it's just not running right. There's just some tweaks that need doing in there to get me back on the road and to get this car out every day again.
Because she's not really functioning as your daily at the moment, is she?
Absolutely not, no.
Kelly's car is a huge part of her lifestyle, but with a knackered engine, sloppy steering and a ripped-up hood, cruising isn't an option at the moment, and her social life is stalled too. Back with the sporty Jaguar, and Hannah has managed to find a brand new wheel hub to cure owner John's drivetrain problem.
So basically, it's a like-for-like part. Because this one is so worn, it can't be repaired, so we're just going to have to replace it with a new one. But as you can see, the teeth are so pronounced on this one. This is how it should look compared to this, where it's completely ground down and the wheel can't lock into it. So I'm going to remove the nuts, and then this will go straight on as a direct replacement. Oh, great. Thank God that's off now. Doesn't look to be any damage on the axle drive shaft here, so, which is really good. So what I'll do is I'm just cleaning the old grease off, and then I'll put a load of fresh grease in there, and then I can put the new hub on. So that slid straight onto the drive shaft. I've just got to turn the disc so that the bolt holes match up. And then we should be good to do it back up again.
Once the replacement hub is on, then the spare wheel from the car's boot can be fitted. Hannah will get the damaged old wire wheel rebuilt with a new hub. After all, the workshop ethos is repair and reuse. Kelly's hot rod is next up in the workshop, and mechanic Hannah checks out what it's like to be behind the wheel.
Yeah, this steering is odd, isn't it?
Once again, it's Derek providing the 1 horsepower. There's loads of play in the steering. Hannah needs to get it back on track.
Now, this is a really old setup and a really simple one as well. You've got the column which comes out of the steering, where you've got the steering wheel comes through this part here and then attaches onto the bodywork. Now, what you'll have is like a gearing type thing inside, which when the steering wheel is turned, it will then turn this gears inside the box, which will then turn the wheels whichever way you want them to go.
The only way to check it properly is to remove it, which means a lot of fiddly spanner work. But eventually...
Don't cause any damage to that. So there we go. Right, so I'll wiggle this a little bit more. Should come out the top. There we go. So I'm glad I got that out.
Over on the bench, Hannah can remove a cover which lets her see inside the steering box.
Yeah, it's horrible. It's all full of like a milky type grease inside. So as you can see, it's all packed in there. And it does look really old and really dirty. So I'm gonna have to clean all this out so I can get a proper look inside and see, you know, what condition the gears are in.
Turning the central column, which is usually attached to the steering wheel in the car, means Hannah can see what is happening as she steers. And it's not pretty.
So I've moved it to the vise to get it locked in so I can really kind of see what's going on with it. And what I've found is, as I'm turning this, there's quite a bit of play on where the arm sits. So if you can see, and it lifts up and down. So that's not right either. What we've got is we've got quite a bit of wear in there. Over the years, this is just worn down, so it's no longer holding itself properly on the thread that goes down here. The issue is, though, you can't get these new. Also, you can't get the parts to refurbish it. So I'm at a bit of a crossroads here with this all because I'm not really sure what I'm going to do next as to where I can source a part from. So at the moment, I'm at a bit of a dead end.
At the workshop, a red Jaguar sports car has been in for major rear-end work. Hannah now has the tough job of giving it a road test.
Listen to that beautiful Jaguar straight six engine. It pulls so well through the gears. It really does have such great power for quite an old engine. really does. And what John will notice as well when he gets back in this is that there is no clutch slip. It was simply that rear wheel hub and wheel had just ground down and wasn't biting properly. Now we have a car that has got both rear wheels working fully as it should, and it is just pushing this car along so nicely. Wow, what a British icon this car is. And sitting in this seat, you just see that Jaguar on the front there. You've got the 2 wing mirrors. It really is a lovely place to be. Absolute British perfection, this car.
Design guru Abby finds creative ways to work with car memorabilia. But today, a Morris Minor fan is setting her a very unusual challenge to help fill the storage gap in his garage.
So we've got Lewis coming in today, and he's brought something quite interesting, and I really want to know what we're going to do with this. Hi, Lewis.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Come in.
Thank you.
Thank you. So then, what have you got here for us?
So it is a Morris Minor dashboard.
So what is it that you want us to do with it, Lewis?
So, I mean, obviously it was used for storage in its life as the glove boxes, etc. So currently got no shelving in my garage, and the idea is it's going to be a bookshelf-esque style setup. So this will be at the top, capping it off, and just following that Morris Minor theme, because I'm a bit of a Morris Minor nut, so it'll be absolutely perfect.
What kind of stuff are you going to put on it or in it?
Tools, parts, you name it, it's going to probably go in it. So over the fullness of time, it's going to probably see a bit of wear and tear.
I think we can make something really interesting with this piece.
I am fully open to how it's going to look in the end. You know, I'm all up for surprises.
OK.
I'm basically giving free rein on it.
Yes, that would be brilliant. It's going to be quite exciting. We're going to keep the original style of the Morris Minor dashboard, but we're going to add in some different touches, some different textures. I'm excited.
Bodywork expert Jerry Lee is really into upcycling, so she tracks down some good value second-hand metal shelving for Lewis's project and cuts it down to size.
It is over 2 meters long, which is a bit too much. I want it to be around the 180 mark. So I'm just going to use a ruler that I made earlier to mark out where I want to cut. All done. One side down, one to go.
To give this shelving real car personality, Jerry Lee has tracked down some parts which fit in with Lewis's Morris Minor theme.
So we've got a really nice speedometer that we're going to pop in here. And then some shiny bits that's just going to go behind that. And some fabulous chrome wings to add a little bit more shine. And an ignition piece. Once I put it all together, it's going to look really, really great. This will be the only shelving unit that would have done 146,000 miles.
Workshop assessor Charlie promised owner Kelly that she'd get the hood tear fixed on her drop-top hot rod. She's asked specialist car trimmer Freya to repair the rip.
I like Kelly's hot rod. It's a quirky little car, but there's a bit of damage here on the roof. If I leave it, it's going to spread. We're going to have a bit more damage. It's going to let in water, wreck the seats, that sort of stuff. I'm going to repair this damage so that that doesn't happen.
The fabric around the fixing point, or lift the dot on the corner, is a weak point on hoods, as it comes under a lot of stress. So Freya removes it and strips the corner down.
I'm going to unpick this really carefully so that I can reuse this binding, because if I try and add in a new piece of binding, it's not going to look right. It's going to look really new. compared to this really old binding.
Matching in old fabrics and keeping the parts she works on looking original are tricks of Freya's trade.
So I'm going to take the stitching just past this bit here so that I can cut out this old piece and put a new piece of backing here. And then on the front, I'm going to add like a triangle piece in here. If I do it to both sides, then we'll have a matching hood and it won't look uneven.
Black is a great colour to match to, and Freya uses new hood canvas to make up triangular patches which will go on either side of the hood.
So I'm putting on some double-sided sticky tape just to hold the pieces in place while I'm sewing, because I don't want them to move about.
The heavy-duty industrial sewing machine is a must for Freya. The canvas is tricky to sew by hand, and she wants a clean factory finish because the car's looks are very important to Kelly.
Right, that's all the stitching done. I'm really happy with that. Now I just need to punch the hole for the lifter dot.
Sometimes an invisible fix is possible, but this time a subtle addition has given the hood back its strength and made it watertight once again.
There we go. That's the lifter dot fitted. I'm really pleased with that. It looks really good. I think this hood is going to look fab on the car.
Today, John returns to the workshop to meet Charlie, hoping his Jaguar is magnifique, so he can head off to France again soon. When it arrived at the workshop, it wasn't running right, struggling to pull away and losing power on the hills. The paintwork was also looking tired. After years of hard driving, the team needed to press refresh.
Hello, John.
Hello, morning, Charlie. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. How have you been?
I've been fine.
Have you been missing the Jaguar?
Yes, very much so, because I was looking forward to using it a lot this year.
Well, without further ado, let's reunite you with the Jaguar.
OK.
Would you mind helping me take the
course.
cover off? Is that right? What do you think?
Looks good. Oh, yes, look at that. That looks magnificent. There were a couple of blemishes on the roof here, which have gone, and it's all so much smoother than it used to be. It's obviously been polished really well.
This is all thanks to Geraldine. She's hand-polished this roof,
Has she?
got rid of all of the blemishes for you, and she's gone from nose to tail, a full valet. It looks amazing, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. Please tell her that I think she's done a magnificent job.
So when you bought the car here, it was really struggling to get up hills. So if you'd like to follow me over here, I'm going to explain exactly why
Right.
that is. So the big surprise is that it wasn't actually the clutch.
Really?
Yeah. Everything that was going wrong with the car was going wrong right here. What was happening was there was basically no power transferring from the drivetrain to the wheel because all the components that connect those two parts up had worn away. Well, when Hannah and Derek got the car off the ground and had a proper look, they were really shocked because something like this, it's very serious. You know, that wheel could have come off at any time.
Yes.
When I told John what was actually wrong with the car, I think he was quite taken aback. He hadn't been expecting it because it is such a serious issue. He thought it was the clutch, but it was actually that wheel. So this is your daily driver, and it's also your adventure car that you share with your family.
Yes.
Do you feel kind of more empowered and more confident in the car now?
I'd like to pass on my congratulations, especially to the lady who did the polishing, to the chaps who did the hubs and splines as well, and for diagnosing the problem.
Well, you brought the car to us just in time. We've averted disaster, so we really look forward to finding out what adventures you get up to
I'll
next.
let you know. I would say they've done a really magnificent job.
power restored, iconic Jaguar growling away on full throttle, John now has the peace of mind to head off for more new adventures. Bon voyage.
It feels good to be great to be back behind the wheel. I had utmost confidence in it before, and it's good to have the confidence back in it again. I'm feeling really impressed. It's just like it should be, and it's good to be on a road without any traffic on it.
In the workshop, a super cool hot rod needs the help of mechanic Hannah because the engine is a complete non-starter. Hannah has owned an MG with this same engine before, so she knows its odd quirks and noises.
So when the car turned over and it made a funny noise, it's because the fuel wasn't igniting. So it was just turning over and there wasn't that ignition, so it was just generally just rolling over with no actual explosion within the engine.
To fire up, an engine needs fuel, which it definitely has, and a spark from the ignition system, the coil and distributor, and the spark plugs, which he's just checked.
So I'm going to test the coil, and to do this, I need this electrical tester. Now, I have to earth it out, which involves attaching it to the chassis. And what this will do is let me know if there's a charge present, and an electrical charge that goes from the coil to the distributor, and then this bulb here will light up. So there we go, that's lit up. So there's definitely power from the battery to the coil. Now, we do have a lead, so my next thing to investigate is that lead that is supplying the distributor.
Electrical faults can mean danger, so Hannah is all about being meticulous, looking at every lead and connector.
What I've just found, actually, is that the lead has come apart as I've pulled it off. So that's what connects onto the coil, and that's actually come off. So it's not attached properly to the lead, which could be our problem. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this whole lead off, reattach this, and then try it and see if that was our actual problem.
Hannah repairs the lead rather than buying in a new one, hopefully curing the brake in the ignition system and turning this car into a runner once more. If that was the fault.
So hopefully this works, because Kelly hasn't driven this car for so long, and it'd be great to be able to hand it back and it's working all properly. So everything crossed that I've actually sorted the problem out. That's really, really good. Started on the button straight away. So that is great news. I'm so happy with that.
The workshop has been busy, and the Morris Minor shelving has been parked for a while, but Jerry Lee has got it into the paint booth for some prep work.
Now that I've finished cleaning, I want to get some paint on this. But I don't want to do a regular paint it all the same color. I want to try something different. So I had a bit of an idea. I've collected some car bits and from Morris Minors, and I thought it'd be really cool if I used it as stencils and then slightly dust over it to get the shapes and patterns. So a bit of a crazy idea, but I thought I'd test it out and see how it went. I'm being inspired by each piece to see, you know, getting a feel for where they should go. Monsieur Gasquet wants to move. All right.
With her design laid out, Jerry Lee can now hit the paint. She's found a close colour match for the original Morris Minor dashboard Lewis supplied as the inspiration for this whole piece.
This is the bit that I'm very excited about. Quite the reveal, I think. Right, let's start with the Morris Minor gasket. That looks quite good. Oh, yeah, I like that one. This one's a bit of an experiment. I thought it was going to blow off. So I taped it down. Let's just say it's an experimental piece. Fabulous. I'm looking forward to seeing. Oh, Oh yeah, that one's amazing. That one's cool. That one's really, really awesome. That one's made the piece, I think. I think the idea worked out really well. I hope and actually think that Lewis will love it. So I think it's a really good result.
And she's got a few more ideas to work through before the final reveal to Lewis. Back with the hot rod. And there's news on the sloppy steering box. With no chance of buying a new box and the old part beyond repair, Hannah was running out of ideas. But after a long search, she's turned up a replacement steering box from a 1930s Ford.
So that's all now back together, and I'm just going to give it a try and make sure that actually it's all fixed. Right, that's brilliant. So actually, the problem's now sorted. Now it's like super smooth. At least now, when Kelly's driving this, she can actually turn the steering wheel and it'll be going in the right direction.
Paint Shop Supremo Jerry Lee has finished the Morris Minor-inspired shelving unit. And today, it's time for the big reveal with Abby.
We've got Lewis coming in today, and I'm really excited because from what he brought us in to what we've done, worlds apart. Hi, Lewis.
Hello, how are you
Come on
doing?
in. Good, how are you?
Nice to see you again.
You too, you excited?
I am, yes.
So, this is
your
it. Piece, yes.
I know what it's going to be, but I have no idea how you've gone about it, so I'm eager to see what you've done with it.
Are you ready to see it?
I am, yes.
Excited, will you help me take
I will,
the
yes.
cloth off? Thank you. There we go.
Wow. That's brilliant.
What do you think?
That's absolutely brilliant. That's perfect. That's absolutely perfect.
Can you envision yourself using it for your tools?
Yes, that's beyond what I imagined it was going to be.
It's come quite a way, hasn't it?
Considering where it's come from being a piece of, well, I say scrap sat on my shelf at home, to what it is now, where I can actually make use of it, and it's just absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
That's absolutely brilliant.
I'm glad that you like it. So Jerry Lee has actually sprayed some Morris Minor parts, and it's given this graffiti effect.
Oh, that's brilliant.
So these are some piston rings, and you can see the gasket there as well.
Yes, no, I can recognise all the parts in there. No,
You've
it's
probably got a
brilliant.
few of those lying around,
Yes,
right?
I do. Yeah. It's beyond what I imagined it would be, and it's just perfect down to a T as to what I wanted or what I had in mind.
I'm glad that you like it.
I absolutely love it. I absolutely love it.
Brilliant.
Morris Minor fan Lewis now has the perfect storage for all his parts. Upcycling, a complete success. With the engine and steering done, Derek sorts the final details on the hood.
It's a bit tight to get on, but it's actually coming together quite nicely.
And with the roof refitted...
Magic, that's brilliant. Yeah.
It's time to go cruising.
Hey! Woo!
And it's American car expert Derek who grabs the keys for a test drive.
Now, it came to us with a few problems. So Hannah has managed to sort out the engine problem and the steering box. Kelly had this problem, but it's so much better now. It is proper old school and works like it should do. I put the hood on earlier. Freya's done an excellent job of catching those corners, repairing them. You can't actually see that she's done it. These cars were never built for comfort, they were built for driving. This is a proper hot rod.
Today, Kelly returns to the workshop to collect her much-loved hot rod. The car reflects her personality and is a big part of her social life. Plus, she's been lost without her daily ride. An engine on the fritz, scary steering and a ripped roof had driven her off the road for a few months. But now, she's looking forward to roaring back.
Kelly, hello. Welcome back to the workshop.
How you doing?
I'm very well, thank you. Give me a hug.
Hello.
Breathing. It's been a little while, hasn't it? Thank you for coming back on such a horrible rainy day, but I promise you, summer is on the way. So we had a few things to look at, didn't we? Well, I can tell you, the guys in the workshop have gone from nose to tail on this car, so I think it's about time we did the big reveal. Are you ready?
Yes, I am.
OK, right, I'm going to take the cover off.
Oh, it's fab. I can't wait to just get back in it. It's crazy and it's so clean. It'd be nice to just get in, turn the key and be on the way without a problem at the start of the day.
You said that before, when you were behind the wheel, whichever way you steered it, it wasn't really responding. It felt a bit unsafe, a bit dangerous. This new steering that Hannah's put in will guarantee that whichever way you want to go, it will respond in the correct way.
It means I don't have to do a workout every time I need to park somewhere, to be honest. It's going to be so strange, but definitely for the better to just be able to turn the wheel and have it move.
I promised you that we'd take a look at that tear in the hood. So you can just see here there's been a bespoke repair on that. And to keep it looking neat and tidy, that repair has been replicated on the other side.
That's brilliant, thank you. Appreciate that. It's an original piece, just to have it back to good condition again, it is really great. I'm just going to jump in and go anywhere and everywhere. I can start going to shows again. I'm definitely going to plan another epic adventure. It's just fantastic. I'm just going to go. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, Kelly.
It's been a long wait for Kelly, but now the good times can roll, thanks to the team at the repair lot.
It's fantastic. Just to sit in it and hear it again, just to go. That's crazy. The sound and the smell and everything when you drive this car it's just fun and it's just smiles.